Welcome guys in the complete JavaScript tutorial. In this video we will talk about how we can loop through an array. Okay, so loops allow us to get each element of an array. So let's start by an example. Okay, for example, I have this array that contains 3 elements: hello, good, and Ryan. Okay, and I want to get each element of the 3. Okay, but I know that if I want to get the elements that contain hello, I will type r1 square bracket 0. If I want to get good, I will type r1 1. But imagine that I have an array that contains 100 elements, for example, okay? And I want to get 8 elements and display it, okay? So I can't do it just with console log 1, console log r2, console log r13, for example. This will be very long and not practical, okay? So I can use the loop. Remember, I can use a loop that starts, for example, from 1, but I want to be end in the last of the array. So what is the last element? Remember, what is the last element? We can use the property that we saw before the last video, the property length, okay? So we can use for var I starts from 0. We know that the first elements will be in the position 0, and I will be less than r1 dot length, because the last element will be before the r1 dot length. For example, in this array we have how much elements? We have 3. I want the loop to start from 0 to 2, because 3 is not less than r1 dot length. Okay, so I want the loop to start from 0 to 2. So we will display for me console log r1 0. In the second execution, console.log r1 dot 1, and the third execution will be console log r1 2, and will stop because I will be 3. If you don't understand loops very well, just go back to the video that I talk about loops. Okay, so let's jump into an example. So I will go to my VS Code here. So this is the example of the last video. So I will create another file, for example, for this. From time to time I will create some other files. So I will type here, for example, arrays, or I will type loops arrays, like that, and I will type jar.html script. Like always, I said you don't have to understand it from now, because I will make another playlist about HTML and CSS, and it should be very easy for you. So I will type here script, and here loops arrays HTML, and here I want to create a very simple array. So I will name it r1 contain just a random element. So good, here I will type 14, here 17, and here hello, and here I will type a word. We say that you can create an array that contain different types of variables. Okay, so I will put here semicolon. Great. So var r1 good 40 70 hello world. Now I want to get I want to get all the elements. The first thing I will just remember you, I will console log, just log the first element will be plus r1. I want the name of the array, position 0. Okay, and I will add a space, and the last elements is, and here remember, if I want to get the last elements, I will type r1 dot the property length that gets us r1, and here the position. I want the position r1 dot length, so the number of elements minus 1 to get the last element, and I will save just to show you that I can get the first and the last very quick. So I will refresh. This is not the file that I want, So I will go back here and I will click loops.array here, and I will click in the inspector here, and this the console. So the first element good and the last element is undefined. We have a problem, and I know the problem. I type length with h before t, but t after before h. Okay, so I will refresh, and I have the first element good and the last element is word. Great. Okay, so I can get the first element good and the last element word. So I can do a loop that starts from 0 to the last element that's here and display each item. Great. Okay, so I will go back to show you. So I want a loop that starts from a var I, for example, equal to 0, and I less than, I can't type less than or equal because I want to equal to R1, the last element length, minus 1. Or I can just type here without equal. Okay, so we'll go to the elements before this R1.length, and here I will type I++. Again, if you continue having problem with loops, I recommend that you go back to my loops video. I explain very well loops. Okay, so I will go back here and I will display each item. So I will type console.log what's, I will to console.log R1, yes, and the position I, and each execution this I will be another number, a different number. So I will go back here and I will refresh, and I have good, 40, 70, hello, and word. So we display each element. Okay, if I want to know the position of each element, so I will go here and I will type I will make a space and I will type here I to see the position of elements. So I will go, because I represent the position of elements. Each element I start from 0 to the R1 that length minus 1, because this I is less than. Okay, so I will refresh. Oh, I have a problem here, very quick. So what is the problem? I forgot to post here plus because we concatenate. Okay, I will refresh and I have the good in position 0, 40 in the position 1, and the word in the position 4, like we saw. Okay, so this is so much for this video, guys. If you have any question, any problem, if you have problem with this loops with array, just ask me. I will be more than happy to help you. Okay, otherwise we will do a lot of exercise and you can understand this very well. So see you in the coming video.